One of my favorite products to hem knits is this Heat and Bond Soft Stretch, and it doesn't get real stiff, and it allows the fabric to still stretch after you fuse it on. But a lot of times, if I've had this in storage for a long time, I don't know if it's the humidity down here in Louisiana, but the glue part of it starts separating from the paper, and you have to have the paper to protect your iron. And so sometimes when I get to the end of a roll like this one, it really starts separating badly. And the other day I was trying to unwind it to a good spot so that I could kind of cut off the part that was separating, and the more I unrolled it, the more it separated. So I think I've come up with something that's going to work to solve that. This is a brand new roll, and what I've done is right at the beginning I've folded it back on itself so that I could start the fusing process. So what I'm doing is, instead of just pulling it out, I kind of roll it back on itself. And see if I can do this and stay out of the camera because I have to lean over to see my edge. But I kind of pull it toward itself as I'm unrolling it. And I do it in really short sections. And I can see this one is separating, but I have more control over how it comes off the roll if I keep pushing it back on itself. I hope that makes sense. But I'm pushing the top. I'm trying not to lean over into the camera, but I need to get right on the edge of my fabric. And this one is, like most of the ones I've used, start really separating badly at the end of the roll. But so far this is working really well for me today, unlike what I dealt with the other day. So I hope this tip helps you. And also I found out just from doing applique that you only need 2 or 3 seconds. You don't need to hold that down for a long time. I'm using a Cricut, so you'd have to test with your particular heat settings on your iron. So when I get close to the end, I want to keep it out of the seam allowance, so I'm just going to cut that off right there. And I also leave the paper on so that I can give myself a nice little crease. So when I do get ready to fuse this hem, I'm going to have a nice little crease with the paper on there. So at this point I'm going to continue leaving the paper on there. I've got a nice little crease to line it up. When I've sewn the seams for my sleeve, then I'm going to take the paper off and then fuse this down permanently. So I hope this helps somebody else like it did me for the aggravation of using these things. But I really, in spite of the aggravation, I do like to use this for doing hems.